la la la. You can sing.
There you go, get into it.
La 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 la. Sometimes I sit at home, you don't know the word, on the phone, hoping he might call me, but he don't call me.
That nigga never called.
But then I realize dreams come true all for girls like me, not like me. So I go around with my head up like it ain't no thing. And when the boys around with all my friends, I'm just two other things. Cause you never let them see you sweat. Don't want them to think the pain runs deep. Lord knows it's killing me. He was waiting on that shit. Yeah. Okay, nigga. Okay, Adrian. Okay.
You heard it.
That's my shit.
He was waiting for that part.
This nigga just went falsetto over here. Goddamn.
It's okay.
Just fitting. Yeah, I'm just fitting. I'm just fitting. This shit have been on my mind for quite some time. I gotta put the shit on the line. I'm just fitting. Yeah, I'm just fitting.
Good song choice, my brother.
Hey, first of all, I just want y'all to know, Wallace was excited as fuck about this song.
He practiced a little bit today. He waited for that high note.
Listen, that man
I
was,
heard that in the car. Like, oh yeah.
that man was in the car like, this is gonna be a good song.
I hope y'all felt it.
So, welcome. We appreciate you. You know we always do. Thanks for coming by, man. We appreciate you giving us a little bit of your time, allowing us into a little bit of your space.
Man, why was this mic stupid?
Of course, as always, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to come be our friend.
So we can all be
So we can all be friends.
Yeah, what they said.
Come on, friends.
There you go. So he even our new friend understand. You understand?
He gonna show our old friend.
So
Special ed.
Hey, man.
let's be over the phone with this.
It's a little bit too close to the mouth.
Having a whole wrestling match with this motherfucking mic.
You don't know, nigga. See, alright. See, he's fucking with me already now.
Probably a little bit too close.
He said we live.
See?
We live, baby.
Make sure you
Whatever
stay.
Nah.
Whatever happened.
So now that my guy got his mic together, man. Hey, welcome to Dropping Dymes, man. I'm Byron.
Welcome.
Wallace, baby.
And I'm Brandon, man.
And we got a guest with us today.
Special guest.
Super special guest. Special guest, give us your rundown, special guest.
What's up, everybody? My name is Adrian.
Okay.
Brandon, old co-worker. I'm just here.
Old coworker.
And I'm just here to sit in the hot seat,
Sit in the hot seat.
answer some questions,
Yeah.
You too cool.
Tell
man.
us
Educate
about
you
yourself,
guys.
man. Yeah. He's an educated guy.
and
I'm
talk
glad,
shit.
I
I'm
need
glad
help.
you know.
I need help. So
Yeah,
please,
And talk
educate me.
shit.
Let me get my new shot.
That's about it.
Ain't no need to be bullshit.
Oh, shit.
Ain't no need mean bullshit. I'm about to go ahead.
Oh, you going
and
in
lean
already.
into
This
it.
gonna be a good one,
You
man.
going in already? Okay.
And he brought the good shit too.
Listen,
I mean,
man.
So we just gonna tell the nigga he welcome back and
Our
then
guest came with a
just
bottle.
because.
The guest came with a bottle, and we gonna indulge
Man, we
a little
drinking
bit.
Hennessy. I haven't done that in a long time. White Hennessy.
I got you.
Special.
Yeah.
Special edition,
Oh, man.
vacation edition.
Shit look, hey, shit tastes
Hey,
good.
that guest room good.
Man, I'm telling you, listen, we both gonna be calling home. Hey, listen, man.
Vacation
listen,
edition
shit.
Hennessy.
3
So
shot
we-
max.
Hennessy? No,
What?
Well, for y'all might be 2.
no, hell no.
I'm two. I call it. I'm two.
Nah, three. You can go
You
eat 3.
gotta be 3.
I got about 5.
I'm
in
be
me.
sleep.
5.
Yeah, I got about
Oh,
5.
shit.
Yeah,
You're making
I'm
it
probably about 4.
Oh, shit.
I can go about 4.
I gotta go to the gym in the morning.
I gotta go to work, so
Yeah.
we ain't gonna play with it.
Fuck
But
work.
hey,
I gotta.
Nothing, motherfucker.
nigga just don't want to drink. So as our special guest, let you know his name is Adrian. Adrian is like you said, Brandon's old co-worker.
Old coworker.
But man, Adrian's a cool guy. We met him at Brandon's little kickback for his birthday. And man, just a super welcoming guy. We talk shit with him, and he was talking shit right back. So anybody that go back and forth with us on our shit talk is always welcome in my
Y'all
home.
probably heard. Like, we try people to see if they down for it.
Yeah.
From
And,
jump, from real.
Don't point at me, man.
This nigga,
You said
like,
we. Let's stick with we.
like first of all, like he worked with the man, so he already knew what type of asshole he was dealing with going into it. Also, let me tell you, Wallace left the microphone, so we still ain't on the right mic.
I
shit.
did.
They should know everything that's fucked up is your fault because he do everything. Look, we gotta give him that. Look, yeah, we gotta give him that.
That's the problem with being in charge. They blame everything on you when shit go wrong.
Exactly.
When shit right, it's us.
Yeah.
we did good.
We made this shit happen.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's part of coaching. Goddamn.
So
put it on your back, nigga. That's what I'm talking
like
about.
I was saying, Adrian's a cool guy, man. He passed the asshole test, so that's how he made it in here today, man. But even before we really get into it with him, I got a quick question.
Is it quick?
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be quick.
We'll see.
And it ain't nothing crazy, ain't nothing gonna make you, you know what I'm saying, have to do shit at home, like do extra work and shit at home or nothing like that. If, especially for us, like, cause we did sports and shit, but like, what would have been like your like had you not played sports, what would have been your move into?
I don't play sports, but I did join a softball team for this. I mean, not softball, kickball team for this summer though. So
First time.
There you go.
First time.
What was your question?
So if you hadn't played sports, what would have been your thing? Like what would you have invested your time into?
Go first.
Me? Well, I didn't play sports.
I know.
So I didn't play sports. So growing up, my outlet was fashion. I was like into anything like creative or so when it comes to like clothes or designing. I love interior design.
Shirt.
Or something. So I was into like anything like designer wise. So I was like, you know, with clothing, interior design. So I always had a passion for like real estate. So like, and I became a real estate agent, but I got into it not because I wanted to be a real estate agent, but because I like the design aspect. So my ultimate dream is to be like a flipper, and also I want to get my builder's license. So that's something I'm going to work on next because I'm a very creative person.
Gotcha.
Shit, we're gonna have to work sometime, you know.
I got you.
I don't know what the fuck I would have been doing. I probably would have, shit, I don't know, bro. Like, I'm trying to think of something else. If I didn't play sport, like, I used to always be like, how the fuck are people regular students? That shit just looks stupid to me. Like, you just come to school, motherfucker? Like,
So the one thing to me was, how the fuck you don't have good grades? And it's all
like
you
this,
do.
but fuck the grades. You just come to school for nothing, not for nothing. But I'm just saying, like, bro, being a regular student looks crazy. Like, you just go home like, you know what I mean? Like,
What's funny is to them, that's their norm.
Yeah,
so it ain't
that's
wild
why
to them
it's
at
wild
all.
to me. But going home, bro, like after football season, going home was like every day was like this close to getting in trouble. I swear to God, I don't think not one day after school, because after school I used to go to a different neighborhood. So I'd be like, I'm gonna be over here, mama.
To do what?
Just kick it.
You know,
but it was something happening.
Look at my hand.
It was something happening every day. So to do that, nigga, after school, literally every day, I know I would have been in trouble. But I probably would have took singing more serious or some shit. Cause I would have needed something
Some type
to
of
do.
outlet.
Yeah,
Came around to that. That's real.
yeah. Nah, I probably would have did that. Cause nigga just did it cause he could, and cause your grandma made you, and your folks made you do it at church. So it was like, fuck it. If I have to do it,
you take it serious now, I'm gonna pimp you out.
Huh?
Say if you take it serious now, I'm gonna pimp you out.
It's not at this point. It's not even pimping. I was just managing.
Same shit.
Shit, he too old.
You want to pimp me out? That's terrible. But nah, I think it's I'm way too old now. It's like different runs and shit I used to could do. Like I won't even try right now.
Just need practice, man.
No, yeah, I think if I continue to do it, they'll come back. But I'm not interested.
You can make it a hobby now. Do that shit on weekends.
It's a hobby.
You can sing at weddings, sing at funerals.
I can do all that.
That's
I'd rather
extra
sing
money
at
right
church.
there.
I'm gonna tell you the best feeling. When you at church and you sing, and everybody just starts shouting and shit, you feel like the man.
Shout and shit. That's
All
what's
that.
up.
Church.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Probably singing.
Nah, what about you, my brother?
You know, it's not fair that he create these questions and don't say shit to us the whole week.
No.
And just throw them out.
I like it.
I think this shit is perfect.
Keep it on your toes.
But when you answered, it's like you didn't have that opportunity.
You rehearsed.
First of all, he didn't laugh. You saw the comment? Byron, if you gonna ask a question, nigga, at least be ready to answer. Because he wasn't ready his damn self.
I actually was.
That motherfucker read the comments.
Coming for you already.
Didn't reply.
It was already a reply there.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Why?
I don't know. Hey man, answer the question. We can't be putting personal business out here. Come on. God dang.
That's what we here for.
You right.
But I was a nerd from jump. So if I hadn't been in the sports, I probably would have just stayed down that path and actually been a fucking engineer. Like I'm a fake engineer right now.
Not fake engineer.
I mean, shit, it's on your title.
It is. But like,
Hey, real to me,
when you
motherfucker.
ask me some certain questions, I'm gonna have to point you to Google. I would have been able to answer them for you.
A lot of people still have to Google. That's the real ones too. So
AI, get your chat, AI.com.
Oh well, shit. I would have just been me then.
Yeah, you would have still been.
But
you.
no, I would have definitely dove head first into school, and probably went through school with great grades, into my master's, into all those scholastic pathways. But when I got into football, I was trying to get out and chase that dream.
You still got time.
But you weren't even good though.
Oh, damn.
Who?
No, I'm saying like in football. You know what I mean? Like
You talking about in high school?
yeah, definitely. I'm talking about like at the beginning of it, right? You know what I mean? So,
but I was good at. Look, I was good in soccer. I was good in baseball.
Yeah.
So I was already building my momentum.
So
in
you
sports.
already had sports. I got you.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
okay,
like
okay.
football is what took my attention away from all this.
I used to wonder that too. Like, bro, you just own the team. But I guess that's better than not doing shit. So
Yeah, you got something to do. I
That's a
I
fact.
would go walk around the field while everybody practiced. Wishing and dreaming and hoping.
I can play. Nah, I can believe that.
Nigga be
'Cause
down.
if my-
Nigga down.
I think if my parents wouldn't have allowed me to, I would be like, damn, bro, I want to do that shit so bad. But growing, I would eventually snuck and did it. Like my homeboy, that nigga played football and parents didn't even fucking know.
That's what's up.
That's a different conversation. Cause how do you not know your child has disappeared
Nigga,
for every day?
Because we
after
didn't come home after school anyway.
Well, that's what
right?
I'm saying.
So
that's a different conversation.
yeah, it's like that nigga was literally like coming from
He
practice. He was like, man, my mama found out I'm playing football. She gonna kick my
But he just
ass.
thought he stunk every day for no reason.
You come back home with your uniform on. Like it was just
Not if you trying to hide
You
it.
talking about school uniform?
yeah.
But
we
they
had
wear
a
uniforms in
uniform.
school.
Why does his mama not want him to play football?
I guess she didn't want me to get hurt.
My mom
Yeah.
didn't want me to get played either because she didn't want me
But
to.
this
I
nigga ain't
want my
played
kids
till our senior year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, was he any good?
nah. I mean, but
Shit, that's why he wanted him to
he
know.
played though. But he played JV and started.
As a
Shout out to my boy. Yeah, he had to play
We're gonna
somewhere.
have to forfeit their games, man.
Nah, he didn't. They didn't. Ain't nobody give a fuck like that. It ain't that. But yeah, Byron.
So where that 39 come from?
Man, he was
It
number
doesn't
41
matter.
at cornerback.
That nigga played fucking wedge buster or some shit.
He too little. I can't believe that shit existed though.
Well, yeah, that shit was
but
real.
that's
That
a
was real
different
life.
conversation.
That was real life. I probably would have fucked with music. Not even so much like the singing portion,
Yeah.
but just into it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I just would have been into it. Cause
You like music like that?
yeah. Like I hear the shit different and everything. Like I
still-
hear all of
Nah,
everything
you
that people
like
put
me.
into
I'm
it.
still mad about not being able to play the piano. And that's probably something I would have been into because my dad played piano for our church,
And I play
and I
piano
played
by
drums.
ear.
Goddamn, it's
I
like,
play
damn,
piano by ear.
I could be Jamie Foxx.
I played the whole fucking percussion set.
I know
Like when I was
that's a
in,
little far, but I'm just saying.
when I was in junior high, I was in the band.
Yeah,
Like, and it was like either band or football.
What you was in the band?
I played everything in percussion section.
I thought you gonna say a drum major.
Nah,
you gotta work. Not in middle school, motherfucker.
so
I actually want to learn how to play the
I don't
drums.
fucking know.
Like,
at my middle school, we actually did have a marching band. So we had all
got a
that
drum
shit.
major in your middle school?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
So like I learned how to play cymbals, snare, like, and I had older cousins that did all the shit. So I was like,
You used to do
I
that
want to
freaky
do this shit. Yeah, like freaking.
I can see. I can
Spinning cymbals and shit. Yeah, I used to do all this
see.
shit.
Slender.
Yeah.
See.
So
Y'all be
yeah,
talking about me.
So I would have fucked with the music. I would have been. I probably would have dove into music a little bit more, and then especially when I got to college, just been more dedicated to the classroom. Yeah. Like I know I skated on a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like just take this shit because I don't feel like taking this shit. And then I probably would have.
I think football.
I think that's kind of. I think
football help you focus more on school though.
Yeah,
does it?
Fuck no.
Yeah, I thought that would have been a big ass distraction.
You got a reason to like want to be better. Like, bro,
you need
at HBCU. You can get easily caught up in like the yard shit. Like,
I think that's school though. I think that's school. Period. Because at Florida State.
On school,
yeah, but it's so easy to lose that just being a student. You done seen so many niggas be there one semester and not see them ever again.
But all the ones besides my teammates that graduated was just students. So,
but there was a lot of them that didn't come back.
I didn't hang with those crowds.
Yeah, I knew them. I understand. Me neither. Hey, brother.
Hey. That's more his crowd. Hey.
My man.
Hey, my man. Right. Hey, yo, my man.
That's hilarious.
Let's talk this shit out, bro.
Yeah, that nigga said talk.
We didn't follow rule number 1. We didn't do that.
No.
He should have hung with more people that followed.
We had the press.
Nigga said pocket protection.
I ain't tight.
This nigga here crazy. But yeah, music. Okay.
Yeah, probably music or some shit like that. So yeah, that was a quick one. That was definitely a quick one. But again, just giving you more insight into who y'all listening to all the time, man. Yeah. Like we ain't all sports. I know we talk we bring shit back to sports just because it's our comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things we bring back just because it's comfortable for us. But I promise.
Speaking of uncomfortable.
But I promise we ain't all
about to be uncomfortable.
But yeah.
Hope y'all all settled in.
So get settled, man. This is about to be a good comfort motherfucking session. Nothing crazy. Again, we don't want to make the man uncomfortable. We don't want anybody. We don't want anybody to be uncomfortable.
Look, that's what I said.
Yeah, we don't want anybody uncomfortable here, but we did let Adrian we let Adrian tell us a little bit about himself. But we're gonna ask him a lot more questions. Maybe not a lot, but hopefully he'll just ramble. That's why we're on this Hennessy. So he'll just get to talk.
Come out to y'all.
That's too late.
Kicked that door down a long time ago.
But I'm saying they don't know Adrian.
No, I'm saying, but to come out, come on.
Yeah, but they don't know Adrian.
They
about to find out though.
That's funny.
Sneak preview.
But before y'all get to that nigga, I'm gonna say like, meeting the nigga, like, cool dude, like Byron said, worked with him, really didn't know him at first. So, getting to know him, he opened my eyes like a lot. You know what I mean? Like, cause I was, I'm gonna say closed-minded to a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah. He was looking at me real funny at the lunch table. Like, I'm like, nigga, you're at my table.
You at my table.
Welcome to my table.
Yeah.
I was on vacation. I came back. I was like, who's this person? Tell him that.
Well, goddamn, Adrian, I was trying to come in.
He trying to ease himself
regular, like this is a nice person. He got a lot going on. He's a good dude.
He said, "I'm here to show him who I am."
You know what? All right, go ahead. Fuck it.
No, go ahead. Finish.
Nah, fuck you. But anyway, he did open my eyes to a lot of little thoughts and shit that I've had previous. I think different now.
About what?
And tonight, hopefully, you guys, can open your minds up and do the same.
You think differently about what?
Right.
Stop tiptoeing.
Right.
No, I'm not. I guess the gay conversation, like gay men, right? I was
black gay men.
I mean, that's all I know. I don't know no white ones, but but just gay men. Period. You know what I mean? It wasn't really comfortable for me. Didn't have a problem with them. I shouldn't say comfortable. I just never had no interest in being cool with, a gay person, right? Because why? We ain't really got shit in common. I ain't really don't agree with that shit. It was a lot of shit that I just had in my mind, right? And so meeting him, I still had that shit. But every day, it was like, this nigga like a cool nigga. You know what I mean? Like, even little shit like, kids, right? In my mind, I'm like, I thought that shit is the worst shit ever. It was to me, you know what I mean? Like, and that's just me being naive. Like, two men raising a kid. Like, what the fuck? The kid gonna be gay? Like, you just fucking them
I
up?
was lost. I was like, kids was the worst thing ever.
No,
but
like
them
with them having kids,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
So with them having
I'm
kids,
like, God damn, Brady.
nah.
Man.
With them having kids, you know, I felt like
Still
two
don't
gay
work.
people
Get out of here.
raising a kid. That shit gotta just be bad, right? But the more we talk, the more I'm like, nigga, when you gonna have? Like, when you gonna adopt a kid? I'm like, damn, Brady, like, cause I just started seeing him like as.
A normal person.
Yeah.
Like, and I shouldn't say normal person, but just like
As a
as
cool-
him.
as a cool
you
ass
know what I
friend.
mean? Just
Yeah.
as a nigga who's probably gonna be a great fucking parent. You know what I mean? So just little shit like that. And I'm gonna tell you something that got me. And I don't know if you even want me to say it, but one day that nigga was like, I fuck with you. Like, I fuck with you, and there's another dude named Stan. He was like, I fuck with y'all because y'all treat me normal. And that shit, like, that shit got to me.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, like, what the fuck? And so I just thought about how I was and how I used to think and all that shit, and I'm like, damn, that was like a huge fucking statement to me. Like, damn, this nigga don't even like feel normal in some cases. And he fuck with me because I treat him normal. Like, what the fuck is normal? So I'm asking myself, like, all this shit, feeling bad and all kinds of shit, because that shit was, and it was just a regular conversation. You're like, nah, fuck with y'all. Y'all treat me normal, you know. And that shit just hit me. I'm like,
Yeah.
nigga normal? Like, that's crazy to me. But yeah, that's just a little bit about, you know, how I met the nigga. And he got a lot of shit going on. They got like 12 jobs. Real smart dude, man. But yeah, let's, you know, ask some questions, or if you want to talk about
for you to say that he was treating you normal. That means you've experienced the opposite a lot.
And I'm gonna tell you why I said normal. So, like, for example, I'll start with Stan. Like, when I first met Stan, Stan was like real cool. Like, he never like, oh, you're gay. Like, I'm gonna be standoffish. Like, I can't talk with your. Like, Stan was just like, what's up? Like, he always spoke like nothing, like just a regular person. Like, you know. And I was like, okay. Usually, when you meet like straight men or black straight men, I would say, not to put y'all out there, but most of them are very standoffish. Like, oh, you gay? But I'm cool. Like, you know, they'll speak or they'll like look at you a certain way or say certain things. So it's kind of like, I've learned to like keep my distance, like, you know, speak and gotta keep your distance. But with Stan, he was just like very open from the beginning. Even with my other homeboy David, like David is like more feminine, but like, you know, he was just like, okay, like, that's you. It is what it is. Like, I don't judge you. He was very cool. Yeah. When I first met Brandon at a lunch table, like, you know, first he was a little standoffish a little bit, but he didn't do anything wrong. He was just like, I'm just gonna sit over here, like, you know, like a normal straight person. I was just like, well, it's my lunch table. These are my friends. I've been kicking with. You're new, so shit, you have to get used to me and get used to us. And after a while, it's just kind of like, okay, well, I'm just a normal person. Like, you know, treat me like you would treat anybody else. You can make your jokes. If it's something that's offensive, you know, I'm gonna tell you what it is. But you know, I don't like hold stuff in. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, he said something wrong. Let me just be like, you know, I'm gonna be like, nigga, that was wrong. This is the proper way to say it, or this is the the proper thing to say. But and we just started being cool after that. Like, you know, I don't take things personal. I'm just like, oh, he treated me like a normal person. Like, once you like the wall down, it's like, I'm just a normal person. I just happen to be gay.
You always been like that, or did you have to grow into being that person? Because I can imagine. Because I know as a child, I was very impressionable, and when people said things, it affected me. So, like, were you just, like, you were born into a household where you had to be that kind of strong, or did you grow into that?
So, I was raised in a Jamaican household, and Islanders, Jamaicans, whatever you want to say, they just do not, that's something they're like, oh, no, right? So, growing up, it's kind of like you got to learn how to be tough. Like, even growing up, you hear them say certain things, like reference to gay people. It's kind of like, oh, shit, you're talking about me. Like, you know, that's who I am at heart.
When did you know?
I was very young. Like, I always knew. I always felt like I was different. So, it's not something where I turned like a, 15, 16. It's like, oh, I'm gay. It's like, it's something I always knew. I always felt like I was different.
But you had pussy before.
Oh, yeah, you know, you got to try something to figure out if you like it. But that's not the point. But
I don't agree. I don't agree.
Because look, the other way,
I never ate shit. I don't want to eat shit.
We'll get to that part later.
I know I don't like shit.
I don't like shit.
We'll get to that part later. But no, I always felt like I was different. Like, I always knew I was different. Like, growing up, like, you know, things that normal boys will be into. It's just like, I always felt like I was different. So it goes way back till I was like a little child. I just knew I was different. So growing up, it's kind of like, you know, you kind of like trying to hide who you are. Like, you're like, okay, let me not just do too much. Whenever my family was around, I have a big family. Like, we always host things. My house was like the gathering spot for everything. Like, any kind of celebrations, dinners, things like that. So whenever people was around, like, I would kind of like shy away a little bit. Like, okay, like, they didn't treat me any different, but I felt like I was different. So I kind of like had to distance myself because I feel like I didn't belong. So growing up like that, it's kind of like you kind of put on that tough skin.
Yeah, did they know?
I mean, you have to know. Like, well, not have to know, but growing up, I always felt like I was different. So I knew I had feminine quality. So they would make, reference or say jokes, or even sometimes, depends on what I'll do, they will like come out and say it. Like, they say Bati boy, or whatever it is. Like, make certain things. They'll say it. So they always
in a Jamaican household, they do not hold their tongue, boy.
Yeah. But it was never to the point where I felt like, oh my God, I was being abused for being gay, or like, certain times they will say certain things and I'm like, well, damn, that kind of hurt my feelings. But it was never like they were like, abusing me for being gay. Like, I've heard stories of people that were like, that got beat, punished,
and like in real life, Jamaicans will kill gay people, like gay men. Like you were saying, Bachi boy, and like especially if it's like a really feminine, like a real feminine showing, or in Jamaica, like if they decide like I'm in the wrong skin and start dressing like a girl, like you literally could be burned.
See, that's a different conversation too for me, bro.
Yeah.
I said, see, that's a different conversation for me too.
But you already got the gateway to have that conversation. Because honestly, like growing up, like, and I shy away from that the F word now. But as a kid, like,
oh yeah, that shit was flying.
Let it fly. Let it fly. And honestly,
it didn't even have to be no gay person. It did. You gotta go in the house.
It did.
Man, fuck you, man. Like,
but look, it's so funny. I still say shit like that. Like, man, you gay. Like, but just as a not offensive, but just as like, man, you gotta do what?
We grew up where it was okay.
You don't eat pork, man, you gay. Shit like that. It's just a joke.
This nigga's just offensive.
No, he just
if it's nobody, nobody to be offensive around, it's not offensive.
He's just a level 3 offensive, not a level 5.
It's like white people saying nigga in their own house, but not outside.
Yeah,
hey, that is when we talk about that word. I'm gonna bring this conversation up. Go ahead.
And especially like growing up in like school, like I would say more so like middle school.
Yeah.
I think that was like when. So I went to private school and like high school, but like middle school, like kids were like, it's tough. Like
kids are motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I was hell in middle school.
I remember me.
I was hell in middle
school.
So I was like, especially like middle school. Right. I know he was no damn good. So that was like one of the toughest, one of the toughest parts, like being in middle school. Like, like kids will like, say shit, but I was like, thankfully I was never like really bullied, because I was like, okay, this is me, this is who I am. Like, shit, it is what it is. I still had friends. One of my best friends was gay. We went to school together from elementary school all the way to college. So I had somebody there with me. They'd be like, all right, shit, we in this together. We had our own little group. Like, shit, it was like the 4 of us was like the little gay group. Yeah. So at least I wasn't like by myself.
What y'all called yourself?
I ain't had no name, but I'm just saying.
So fucked up.
Right. But at least I didn't have to go through it alone. Like, I had other people there to kind of go through it. So, but that shit, it was tough.
Because I just like imagine somebody going through all of that, like at home, at school, in the streets by themselves, and trying to hide it at the same time.
Right. So, you at school getting picked on, you going home and like, shit, as a black, little black gay boy, like, shit, you can't ever, go home and be yourself. It's like, shit, now you got your family looking like, the fuck? Like,
like your
that shit sound crazy, bro.
Hiding from the world everywhere you go.
The older I get, it's like, damn, because you don't, like, I never gave a fuck about, to know what the fuck, a gay person goes through, because it's like, okay, whatever. But, like, talking to him is like, it makes me think about, like, right now. Like, god damn, that shit crazy. Like, you can, and I always preach, like, nigga, be yourself, because you can't be nobody else. You see what I'm saying? And then, when somebody do be themselves, it's like they really can't, because it's like, shit, I'm not accepted.
You can get beat up for the shit.
You know what I mean? Like, that shit, I
be trying to be myself on the show.
Man, shut the fuck up, man. You don't be anybody but you.
You're like, I will lie.
Yeah. But Yeah. Shit. What you?
So I had a life changing moment with my pops, because I grew up. We talking about gay boys. We telling folks they do something soft. They a F. And he hit me one day. He was like,
"What is an F?"
Fuck boy.
No, not that word.
Fuck boy. What you call your daddy last week?
I did not.
You did.
Your mama. I hope your mama see this.
You said FN.
So I thought he was a fuck nigga back then. Yeah.
So that what you were talking about.
Oh, okay.
That what you were talking about.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the other F word.
I got what you're saying.
Yeah.
Don't be offensive, bro. Come on.
Anyway.
Yeah. But my pop, he came to me one day and he was like, bro, I grew up in a time when we would literally cross the street to go chase down somebody that was gay, go beat them in the street. And he was like, he was at a wedding or something, and this gay dude and him were standing in like a vestibule area. And my dad said he was glaring at the gay guy, like, I want to beat your ass just because you here. And the gay dude walked over to him and said, bro, I don't know what all that energy is for, but I ain't never done nothing to you. And my dad, he internalized that and was like, you right, bro, ain't never, no gay man has ever done anything to me. So why am I giving this energy, this anger?
So much energy, right.
Exactly. And he told me that I was probably like 13. I was getting ready to go to high school. And you know, a lot of gay guys be smart. So I was in the magnet program and I ended up meeting three dudes that we knew they were gay, but they ain't come out yet. But I was like, because of that conversation, I was able to be open and friendly and cordial and respectful and actually become friends with them. But I knew if I hadn't had that, I was going to be an asshole.
Just because.
And then the next thing that kind of changed me, that was kind of working in the background, I got a family member who was born after me, and we knew when he was a kid. Like, we knew he was like 3 years old.
Shit.
And I would be like trying to push him down, trying to toughen him up, trying to make him straight. But I just started to, like, after my dad had that conversation, I'm like, bruh, this dude is having to fight at home, fight at school, and have nobody to really comfort him besides his grandmother just loved him just cause. And I'm like, bro, I'm gonna tear down my family member for the rest of his life. And we actually don't have the best relationship now, and I'm trying to work on that. But
terrible person.
I was. I'm not gonna lie. But that's the kind of, like, that's what it
Wallace is a terrible person. Jesus Christ. It's a slow Friday. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
But I think us having like this conversation and being open to hear like your experience or another person's experience can bring to us like the humanity that needs to be served to all of us.
Right.
Because at the same time, I don't want you fucking wanting to blow my shit up because I'm straight. But
that sounded crazy.
So with that family member, like, okay, so do you feel like, so you said you guys are like not really close now. Do you feel like
we're not as close
kinda,
as we should be?
Should be, okay. Do you feel like is it like that with the whole family or just you in particular?
I think it's with the whole family besides his grandmother.
Okay. And
honestly,
do you feel
it's
like,
really with her. He don't visit her as much as he should either.
So do you feel like if you guys ever had a conversation where you feel like because of the way he grew up and being an outsider that affected the way he is with you guys?
And that's what I want to do now.
Okay.
I talked to him last week and it was like, bro, I just want to have lunch with you. And he don't know that that's my intention.
Right.
That's my intention is I want to try to reconnect or put this puzzle back that we destroyed when you were younger.
Right.
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But once I got some relationship, some connection to it, I was like, you know what? My man went through a traumatic experience in his family. And he needs somebody to reach out. He needs all of us to reach out, but somebody got to start the healing process.
The conversation.
It do be like that because, you know, you grow up and you feel like, okay, I'm isolated. Not because the family necessarily like isolated you, but you feel like you're so different. It's kind of like, okay, with me, I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm so different. Like I don't want to put myself in that situation to be judged or like, you know, to be looked at differently. So I'm just gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna just stay back, you know, keep my distance. And so that's how a lot of people grow up. Like, you know, that's why a lot of gay people end up like committing suicide, or they run away and like kind of like formulate their own little family outside of their original family and kind of like stick to that because it's kind of like, okay, my friends over here accept me. I feel normal. Like I'm just gonna stay over here. So they kind of like
That's
disappear.
exactly what it feel like.
So they feel so alone. They're like, okay, well, you know, why am I here? Because you feel like you're judged, like nobody loves you. So that's a lot of it. Like I've talked to a lot of people, like friends or people I know in the past that try to commit suicide in the past because of the way they grew up. Like they just felt like they were isolated, like they just by themselves.
That's like almost equivalent to like how niggas be like, you know, they don't have a dad in the house or they ain't get no love at home and they join gangs because that's the only place that they found, you know.
They family.
Yeah,
Found so like a family. Yeah.
Look, that's even more accessible than what he experienced. Or more people like you experienced growing up.
But then it is like we're just like normal people. Like we don't. And it's not that we want
saying that shit.
But no,
we're just like normal people in the world, like regular people in the world.
No, I know. But it's been fucking me up ever since that day you said it. You know what I mean?
Like, the crazy thing was
that shit crazy to me.
The crazy thing was back then, motherfuckers was really ostracized for this shit. Like it was like, and excuse my language, but I know for us growing up, it was like the kids that we knew that was gay at that age, especially like elementary and like junior high or middle school, it was sissy, whatever their name was.
Yeah.
That was literally what they called people.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, bro, like y'all don't even, like I remember one dude, he's a joke, and that nigga was loud as fuck. And I remember I said, but how you know? Everybody like, damn, Tario, how do you know?
Yeah.
And that was, after that, he ain't said no more.
So you was a gay defender?
No, bro. So honestly, at that point in life, I really hated just the bullying. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I had my moment.
You got that syndrome, that Superman syndrome.
Yeah, like I just hate that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like I really just hate that shit. Like
in a positive sense.
but I seen people like really like pull away from everybody else. Because one nigga got everybody else on this man's head. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't even, sometimes it wasn't even gay. It could just be like, man, look at that nigga's shoe. Mm-hmm. Now he, like, they talk about this kid like he's the poorest person like, wow.
Look at them shoes.
2 pairs of shoes a year.
Look at them shoes he got on.
Hey, man, he's 6 years old. What's up?
So now, this kid is ostracized. Like, this nigga he don't even be a part of the school society. Because somebody said somebody's shoes type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was
like regular though. Everybody got joked on by shoes and shit. I done got joked on by my shoes.
I never got that.
I ain't had the best shoes. Yeah, you had the best shoes.
I did.
They just said gay for you. Like, shit, that was
like starting at 10 years old. Thankfully, I didn't have that along.
Look, you can't have fucked up shoes and be gay then.
So straight up, that was kind of how the shit was for me, bro. Bro, that's kind of how it was. Like I always had, like clothes and shoes and shit, right? So then when I got into it with niggas couldn't
say nothing.
And then niggas be like, with your ugly ass. Then I was like, I'm probably gonna stab you. Like, don't call me ugly, bro. Don't call me ugly, nigga. My mom.
Funny is like when folks start talking about folk, I would slowly move my ass.
Get your ass back.
Don't laugh. Look, nigga be like, Wallace, you laughing?
Listen. I told you I used to get other niggas beat up for laughing. That nigga laughing over there. You laughing?
Well, nigga like, you sure doing a whole lot of laughing over there. My nigga like,
well, bro, like, you know where I'm from and how we grew up though. You had to know how to joke though. Like it was just culture, bro. Like, cause you gonna get it regardless.
Yeah.
But where does the line stop?
It wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
The sad thing the sad thing, especially outside of school, because then it wasn't nobody to even stop you. Like at school, you could go tell to a certain point.
But everybody knew how to though. Like unless and we used to joke and say fighting shit, but it wasn't that. You know what I mean? Like it was just being joked on, and you just knew.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is like it's one thing to talk about somebody's shoes. It's another thing to talk about who they are, and they're not accepted anywhere.
But see, I think with that, with and I can only just speak for
kids ain't got
how I grew up with kids, right?
Parameters.
It was like if you were gay, you ain't really have nothing to say to you anyway. You see what I'm saying? It was like, shit, that nigga gay.
Exercise,
because it wasn't even no joking on you. Like, bro, why am I even talking to you? You see what I'm saying? It's like,
Hey, you know what I found? I found gay dudes had the best comebacks.
nah, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, and they can fight.
the best
So
hands.
most people be like, oh, they gonna do
I got a
something.
story. I got a story.
Listen,
I got a story.
with yours.
I got a
What my
story.
granddad told me when I
Man,
was
listen, I got a story. Ooh, we was at school, high school, and it was this gay. I forgot the gay dude's name, but he was gay as fuck. But he was like,
The fuck is that mean?
you know,
What
you
does
know,
that mean?
gay as fuck.
What does that mean?
The sissy.
He
Like he was gay as
feminine,
fuck.
yeah.
Flamboyant.
Yeah,
Is that right?
flamboyant.
Whatever.
That's okay? That's all right.
Yeah, flamboyant,
I can
feminine.
say gay as fuck too, right? You knew what I meant.
I know what you mean.
I
He
did.
gay as fuck. He was.
Just say feminine.
He was feminine
There
than
we
the
go.
motherfucker.
Man, teach us.
So anyway, but he was a tall dude, right? So ain't nobody really say nothing to him or whatever. Man, that nigga was walking down the breezeway. We had lunch. And he like talked like a girl, you know, he was talking to the girl. Somebody hit the nigga with a juice. Nigga next to me hit him with a juice in the back. Boom. Man, that nigga turned around. Who the fuck hit me? Get what I did? Who the fuck hit him?
Snitch.
Ain't nobody say nothing. I said, oh, so now I'm instigating. Oh, y'all niggas scared now. Who the fuck hit you? Hey, you need to find out who hit you. Now, who the fuck hit me? Like, ain't nobody say nothing. So I was like, right there, I said, oh, this scared nigga. Hey, that gay nigga was scared of the motherfucker. Cause that nigga could fight.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to fight him. You did the bullying shit behind his back. But you don't want to fight no gay nigga for
So
two
then-
reasons.
You don't want to lose to him.
Cause if you win, you beat up a
didn't
gay
gain
nigga.
anything.
Right.
If
But
you lose,
your ass is
lost to
done.
a gay
Done.
nigga.
Your ass
You
is
feel
done.
me? So just go.
That's literally what my grandfather
Yeah,
told me.
just go
nigga.
leave it alone.
That nigga said, if you ever beat up a gay boy, he ain't use a gay boy, just be honest. He said, if you ever beat up a sissy, you ain't gain nothing. But if you fuck around and lose one,
But
your ass is done.
when I got older though, bro, them sisters down there, they was getting old. Like, no, they was like a group. That's when they had started dressing like girls and shit. Like, them niggas were deep. And I used to be like, bro, and they used to like to fight. I be like, bro, I'm shooting one of them niggas. I swear to God, bro, cause I'm not losing. Bro, y'all crazy.
Cause you gotta understand they like grew up fighting, like so like in school,
they
like you know, they have to
they
fight
fought
every
everybody.
single
Yeah.
day. So it's like after doing it over and over and over, like you
They
learn
was
certain
looking
things.
forward
Like
to that shit.
yeah,
Like, they'll come to the club deep and walk through. Get what niggas do. Just move.
move back.
Pull back. Hey,
Yep.
my high school running back.
Shit. He was.
My high school running back, one of the strongest niggas I knew, bruh. Played running back since I remember, right? We
Shout
went
out
to
to
different
you,
junior
man.
high.
Hopefully you watch
Shouts out to my nigga, man. I call it name, bruh. Listen, dog was like, I ran track with bruh, everything, right?
Yeah.
Man, after we graduated from high school, and I felt like somebody had made a joke about it, and he beat them niggas up too. So I was like, well, maybe not. So, but after we graduated from high school, he came out. He was like, he said, I just don't want to play football no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like, you don't want to play football? Like,
nigga.
bro had like a 5 touchdown game. I seen this man dragging niggas on. Like,
Yeah.
bro was strong as fuck. I seen him beat 3 niggas up in a regular fight. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas at a regular fight.
Like just like a regular ass.
Yeah.
Like, come on, nigga. Like
Yeah.
slamming niggas. I was like, I'm not gonna break it up. I feel like we should watch this. You know what I'm saying? So like, I know bruh strong as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But when we graduated, like he was like, yeah, I just don't want to play football no more. I was like, what? You don't want to play football no more? Nigga, you was like,
The man.
yeah, that nigga. You know what I'm saying? And this girl that went to school with us played basketball. So she was gay. She was like, yeah, y'all boy gay. And I was like, I don't know. Not man. Seen him beat up 3 niggas one time. Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
it was
look,
like,
can't be.
like how,
Gay guy.
like how,
Can't be gay.
how, what you call it? Man, what's my man name? Al Bundy. Used to
Yeah.
stand on them touchdowns and shit. He'd be like, I scored 4 touchdowns in foot. Like, I was like, nah, man beat up 3 niggas.
Yeah.
Seen that shit firsthand.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
a story,
Nah.
nigga. I
Yeah, I
watched that
seen
shit.
it, yeah.
So like then when he came out, I was like, I felt like it wasn't far fetched.
Yeah.
But it was just like, damn, like, bruh, and like locker rooms are the worst.
Yeah.
Locker rooms are the worst.
And
So for him to
I'm glad you're saying the worst, cause locker rooms are the most gayest places ever in life.
Bruh, so I was like, bruh, for that man,
100%.
for that man to have existed through that shit, man,
Yeah.
like probably thinking to yourself like, man, I beat y'all motherfucker. If y'all knew, I beat y'all motherfucking ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I was just like, man, like that was rough. That had to be rough as fuck. Like you said, like to have to pretend to be somebody else
or not,
or someone else for all these years.
That shit crazy to me.
Cause bro, like we graduated from high school. That's at least, you know what I'm saying? That's at least what 16, 17, 18 years of your life. Nobody knew.
Bro, that shit crazy to me, bro. Like to really have to come outside and like not be yourself is crazy to me. Like, ain't no way. I think I said on the podcast before, ain't no way I could like be gay and just not be gay.
Yeah,
Like,
you did
nigga,
that
what
shit.
the fuck?
But here's the thing about that though. It's kind of like there's a lot more people that are gay that you like. People know it, right? So, but a lot of people's like, and that's why they have a lot of DL men or people like, well, people say DL men or black men that are DL because they feel like they can't come out there judged for being it, right? So
You experienced
not necessarily because I always knew who I was. So even though I wasn't like flamboyant, like I'm just gonna throw it out there, but I didn't try to hide it either, right?
I'm
So
saying, did you experience DL men?
oh, of course. Like especially when I was younger and stuff, like you know.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, but but here's the thing though, like they're DL for a reason, right? They're it's because they can't come out. They're going to be judged, right?
And shit like
right.
that,
So
yeah.
think about this, right? Even now in today's society, like a woman say, "Oh, I did something with another woman," or like, you know, I tried something, I want to try this. They're like, "Oh, you freaky." That's good.
I saw what you call it. Ask them that shit. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So they're like, "Oh yeah, like oh that's freaky, like that's hot, right?" But if a man, God forbid, say, "Oh," they even think or look at
What they
another
said
man a
about
certain way,
Tank?
like
They were trying to crucify Tank.
yeah, because he said he like
got his ass licked.
right.
I don't think that ain't bad.
Somebody said he tried sucking dick one time.
No,
That man ain't say that.
So yeah, and that's so crazy because people will hear a clip, people will take a clip, flip this shit, flip it again, and then take off with it.
Yep.
So I saw what's the pastor? Jamal Bryant.
Jamal Bryant.
All right, Jamal Bryant was on. He was on a podcast with these women. It was like all women.
He loves women now.
And he said, with as women of the church, and like some, I think a couple of them was pastors. He was like, and of the cloth, he was like, if you were dealing with a man, and he said, back in college, I had an experience with another man. Would you be able to date him or marry him? And they were like, no.
Yep.
And he was like, why not? Like, we're taught to forgive, right? And it was just an experience. He knows who he is.
Yeah.
It was just an experience. And they was like, nah. And he was like, so then they asked him the question. And he was like, yeah, why not? Yeah. Like, women do this shit all the time. All the time. Yeah. Like, girl, I kissed my friend. I was a little bit. Right. They be this much drunk, not even a whole snap. This much fucking drunk.
Niggas be pushing women head together. Man, kiss her in the mouth.
And they can do it multiple times. And
I felt nothing. Or they actually go through with a full-fledged girl on girl experience, like right, being with another woman. They could have been in a whole relationship, and society does not care.
Nope.
If a man, if you stare at this nigga too long, what the fuck is you looking at? You're done. You're done.
Some nice shoulders.
You fuck around and say that shit out loud. Like, you compliment this nigga, you got some nice shoulders, bro. You like, first of all, nigga, don't.
I don't even work out, nigga. I don't even work out.
Nigga say, first of all, don't.
Man,
but why is that though? Like, why?
That's it, gay.
But why? Like, why can't somebody?
I don't know.
Why can't somebody experiment something? But like, okay, you know what? I tried it. I didn't like it, or whatever it was. Like, why does it have to make that person? Oh, you gay because you tried something. So let's say if you know somebody
Hit him with it, philosopher. Hit him.
Like say 10 years.
Oh shit!
I'm like, what happened to
Turn the
that?
lights out.
The blue light.
So somebody said like back in college, let's say if it was 10 years ago, right? Okay, I had an experience with a guy, like, you know, it was back in college, I tried something once, that was the only time, and it wasn't for me, I moved on. Like, does that make, do y'all feel like it makes that person or that man gay? Or bisexual, whatever you want to say? Like, why do you feel like it makes him gay, or why would you feel like?
So gay to me, right, is when another man can turn you on.
Okay.
That's gay. Like,
Okay.
The nigga said it's so hard.
no, I'm
Like-
saying because
I feel like you put an H in it.
I probably did. Gay. But I'm saying like, because in no way. So in order to try some shit, you gotta be like into it.
Okay.
Right?
True.
So
Okay.
if that man got your dick hard, you're gay.
But what if this woman got his dick hard?
That's what I was gonna say, right? So for me, it's sex,
He's
right?
bisexual.
I'm a gay man, right? But there's some women I find attractive. So if a woman, I happen to be in that situation where something go down, like, yeah, I'm gonna get an erection, I'm gonna be turned on because it's just sex. So what I'm saying is like,
That's different. No, I don't know. I was just talking shit, but I don't know.
for me, it's just sex, right? So it's kind of like, okay, so let's do the like if you do like a blindfold test and somebody puts something on your man, do something like you're not gonna know the difference. You're not.
I'm gonna know.
But what I'm saying is like,
How
you
you
know,
know?
if somebody tries something once, like,
It was that summer.
Look,
it was
so-
spring
chill
break.
out.
It was spring break.
So look, I'm about to say, so
Okay.
it's like
I was with my man Dylan.
I can see, right, if it's like a transsexual, that's the correct term, right? Training, can you say training?
No.
say
no.
transgender.
Look, you was
Transgender.
right.
Oh no, I was just going. I was trying to shorten it up.
This motherfucker-
I
we
can
really
say
have to.
tranny, but you can't.
We
I can
really
say
have to-
transgender.
So listen,
We really have to
Okay.
reshoot this bitch on YouTube.
So listen.
I don't want them attacking you.
No, yeah, thank
God.
you.
So
So
transgender.
if you were a transgender woman, right, and you experienced that, I can understand it, right? Because your mind is like a psychological thing.
Okay.
Right? Okay. But if I'm looking at a Byron or Wallace, that is terrible.
Okay.
That's gay.
Okay, so here's a question. So have you ever looked at a man and was like, oh, that
No.
man is attractive?
No.
Nothing
Hold
sexual.
on.
Nothing sexual. Nothing sexual. I'm just saying, take the
Just
sex
hands
out of it. Just like, oh, that's a good looking man.
Yeah, I can say that.
Okay.
Yeah. No, hell yeah.
Okay.
I can do that.
Okay.
And the universal phrase for that is, that nigga got them hoes. That's when another nigga trying not to be gay saying another man
Damn,
look
man, you
good.
told me I ain't had no hoes.
You ugly motherfucker, man.
Hey, when he said that, I was like,
Okay. But why do you think it's okay? Like, okay, women can do anything with another woman. It's like, that's acceptable. Why is it not acceptable for a man to be like, oh, I think he's cute, or I think he's handsome, or
the thing is, men have set the rules for it. That's literally what it is. It's a patriarchal system that's set up.
I need
another
drink.
No, it's a patriarchal system that's set up so that men control the narrative. Men have said this is sexy. Two women, that's sexy.
But it is.
It is
Depending
to
on the
you.
women.
Right.
I think
So
it's
you don't
also,
think two women are sexy if they both look good?
You see his face.
I mean,
That nigga was like, punch
if I'm turned on by, I'm turned on by. Like, if they cute and they sexy, like, yeah. I'm not saying I'm always gonna be attracted to that, but what's the problem?
I think at the very like bottom of it is bottom.
That nigga been having a lot of pause moments tonight. I just want to point that out.
trying to open myself up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whatever, brother. Whatever. I don't want to know,
Be
man.
yourself. Don't listen to these niggas.
Pause.
Exactly. I'm gonna be myself. But I think
Keep
it's
my finger ready for the
Open it up, brother. Open it up. Or whatever you said.
I think it's anti-masculine of the image of a man getting bent over and hit in his ass. That's like.
That nigga went all the way vulgar. God
But I'm
damn.
saying like
Dang, you don't
Let
even
me
talk
paint this
like
picture
that.
for you niggas. Let me paint this.
But there are gay men out there that honestly, they don't ever have sex. They don't do the whole penetration thing. They're just like, they're attracted to another man and they just like the I guess the look, the feeling, but they don't actually have sex.
I feel like there are a lot more.
It could be
gay
other things.
men.
It could just be maybe it could just be oral sex. It could just be a companionship. Like there are a bunch of different people out there. There are people who are they're not attracted to a man or woman. They just be like, I'm not attracted to no one. Or there are people like, I'm attracted to a man. I'm attracted to a woman. There's like a whole bunch of different kind of.
It's like the non-binary.
how you take the alphabet people comment?
So I don't as a gay person, like, you know, I don't understand the whole, like, some people say I am they or I am them. I don't recognize myself as a man or a woman. Like, I don't understand it, but I respect it, right? I'm not going to judge you for who you are. Just like I identify as gay. Some people not understand it or whatever it is, but just respect me for who I am. So do I fully understand the whole they, them, non-binary? Not really. As a gay person, I don't. Like, I don't. Yeah. But I don't judge them for it, right? If that's what you identify as, okay, cool. I'm gonna respect it. And with gay people, it's kind of like, you know, we don't want to be necessarily want to be accepted. Like, we don't give a fuck about that. It's just like, okay, respect me. I am who I am, so respect. I respect you as a straight man or whatever it is. Just respect. Like, give me the same respect, right?
Like Chappelle said, like, y'all gay people, he said alphabet people just got an accelerated version of civil rights. Mm-hmm. Because that's all black people. When we didn't necessarily want to be with you, we just wanted the equal rights to be human beings. Right. At the end of the day, that's all you really want.
All we want.
And I feel like they actually did what we should have done was got the equity too.
See, they learned from us. And he is us and them.
He said he don't see that. See how he just labeled you so quick. Us and them. That man said he don't know nothing about that shit.
He said he's black. He's gay.
Yeah, that shit sound crazy.
But we all want people.
We gotta be black and gay.
But as a gay person, I do feel like sometimes, like, you know, I do feel like sometimes, like, the LGBTQ community, they do kind of, I don't want to say take things too far, but sometimes I'm like,
I feel like take too far is definitely a wonderful phrase for what you're trying to say.
It's like, okay, like, now you're kind of reaching. Like, okay, you're reaching for something. Like, okay, you're taking things too far, right? Like, okay, it's you're just going too far. Like the LGBT, like you just do too much, right? Yeah. So as a gay person, I'm just like, you know what? I'm gay. This is me. I'm just a regular. Like, I'm not gonna force it on you. I'm not gonna go over to just make it seem like, oh, you have to see me, you have to notice me, you have to respect, like, you know, you just, some people go all out to just be like, oh no, I want you to know that I'm gay and I want you to, like, see it and be, I'm like, I'm not with all that. Just like, just see me as a normal person. Yeah. I'm a normal person who happens to be gay, right? So that's all there is to it.
And for real, bro, people's sexual orientation
doesn't have anything to do with anyone else. Nothing at all.
And that's what people don't realize.
How we grew up, bro. Like, to just, and like, bro, I used to say the worst shit about gay people. Mm-hmm. Like,
you just say the worst shit about everybody else now.
No, like
everybody, anybody.
No, except it used to be bad, bro. It used to be bad.
And as gay people, we always be like, okay, you're not, like, you know, we have nothing to do with each other. Like, we're not interacting, we're not sleeping with each other. So it's like, why are you putting so much energy into, like, what I just
they got to a point where they tried to flip it.
Yeah, because it's like, why are you so invested?
If you so uncomfortable, you must be gay and you hiding something. Yeah. Oh, motherfucker, I see what you're doing. Oh,
but that is true though. It's like, if you're not into something, right? If you have no interest in something, like, why are you giving it so much energy? Why? Like, it has to be a reason. You can't just be like,
I think it's lack of knowledge. It's like, it's so hard to wrap your head around.
It's
like,
so close to racism. Like, it's crazy.
It's like,
because white people they didn't have no association with us. It was like, fuck them.
But I think it was just more so like just not understanding how can you like another man. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like,
how can you be black?
It was so. it was just that, right? It was like so just Like, how? Like,
so here's a question that leans towards that religion, because that's a lot of people's source of knowledge, or I guess their philosophy in life. And in religion, in Christianity, a while back, I don't know how prevalent it is now, it was illegal to be gay. Like, it was condemned. It was downtrodden from the what y'all call it, the pulpit.
The pulpit.
So how was that part of your life like?
I mean, so I grew up as a Christian, right? So I mean, our family wasn't like super religious, but it was like, okay, we had a religion, it was Christian. Yeah. But think about even nowadays, like, a lot of Christians or people in the church are very hypocritical, right? So you think about some of these pastors who are,
that was my
I hate to say it, but molesting little kids, or it's always a man, right? Like, doing certain things. So I personally believe that a lot of those Christians are hypocritical. And it kind of goes back to those people, like, or those guys, like, think about like high school, that used to always really, really tease the gay person. A lot of those guys were technically DL. I've known a lot of people looking back at it, it's like, oh, yeah, you don't want to say shit, but look at you now. Like,
Damn.
and I've came across like in high school, I dated somebody who was on a football team, like real like famous football team. Yeah, he had a girlfriend, but I already knew what it was, right?
Everybody else knew?
No. But a lot of those guys, like, and you think about like those guys were in the locker room, like playing around, grabbing other people's butt, like asking things like that. Like those are things that people, as straight men or most straight men, they're like, oh, it's like a sports thing. Like, you know, you don't think nothing of it. But
Not grab.
Don't
Yeah,
even slap
smack,
me.
grab,
I didn't even let
I
people
thought
slap.
Yeah.
that shit was so weird. In college,
It used to be a lot. I used to always tell people, bro, like locker rooms are the gayest
the
places.
gayest places.
Like,
So you had to pay attention to that because a lot of those guys now grow up like, you know, if you was to be a fly in the wall, a lot of them have tried something or thought about trying something, but they could never come out and say it. They could never admit it. But subconsciously they were doing that because that's who they really were. They liked that, right? But they couldn't just come out and say they
No,
do
they
it in a
could
playful
not.
way. The person I dated in high school was like, I already knew we went to middle school as well. Like, okay, you couldn't just be teasing me or what, like saying
so
little
you didn't
things.
date
Just
a gay dude?
Yeah,
You
he
didn't
dated
date
a gay dude.
I mean, like he was down low.
He was bisexual.
bisexual, whatever he was messing with a man, right? So
I'm saying, but nobody knew though, right?
nobody knew in high school or whatever.
He's still gay. I mean, bisexual.
that's how I feel, yeah. But I'm saying, like in society, he wasn't gay.
He wasn't. Like
Shit,
nobody
but-
knew.
So the
That
thing
shit crazy.
is,
God, though.
like you just say he was bisexual, but a lot of times when them dudes be like that, they don't even be doing shit with them girls. Like they just be like it be like
It's a cover.
They do
Yeah,
it as a cover, right?
yeah,
or
like
they have to because
a-
it's like, okay, society is not going to say I'm gay, so I feel a little bit like, okay, I'm accepted on both sides a little bit, so I'm going to
Yeah.
straddle the fence. So I'm going to say I'm bisexual. So a lot of men,
I met this girl and she used to date a dude that played football. They played football and basketball actually, all through high school. It
All
was
the
actually
balls,
good. So, excuse me. She was like, she was wondering like, why isn't he trying anything? She was like, so now I'm pushing up on this nigga, and he like, bro, chill. Like I'm trying to save myself, and then
For this
a
man.
few years later, like you got a whole husband. And not again,
Ain't nothing
wrong
wrong
with it. Yeah, but
we gotta
but
make
you
sure we say that.
yeah, but you was like, you was definitely like you did what you had to do. Like I think it's called a beard. Mm-hmm. Like they was doing this shit to like keep people away from them.
Keep
you know
the
what I'm
peace.
saying? To keep the peace.
a cover up.
Like
Like
a
you're-
cover.
Yeah, you gotta-
They call it a beard.
You got like a boyfriend,
Like you're
a
like you're a man, but you have a
or
girlfriend,
wife.
but that's your beard. That's like
you
your
might have a
cover up.
girlfriend or a wife, a whole wife, just to keep shit cool.
Where you
So
won that tournament?
man, we out here in the world, brother.
Yeah.
We out
I'm in the world too. He
Yeah,
got a
but
couple-
nah, nigga, you're not in the fucking world. You're not in the world, bro.
I was about to say, you definitely not in the world.
fucking world. You're still.
So here's a question for you guys, right?
Still on the fucking
Hold on,
porch.
we
So-
asking you questions, nigga. All right, go
It's
ahead.
a two-way
what-
street. It's a
Go
two-way
ahead.
What'd you
street.
say?
So
You got a question.
if a man is dating a transgender, right? Do you feel like that makes him
And he
gay
knows?
as well? Yeah.
And she got a dick.
I mean, most transgenders.
I'm saying-
Post-op or pre-op? That was
Exactly. That's the question.
Well, most of them, I would say, because to
pre-op.
have that surgery is very, very expensive. So most of them will always still have their penis.
Nah, that's gay.
So you feel like, okay, that's gay.
Yeah.
Yo, do y'all watch this dude on Instagram
Do you
called
agree?
Finesse's Club?
That's my
agree?
nigga.
Yeah.
He had
Did you see
Sydney
Sydney
Star,
Star
bro.
on there? Man, that shit
They
was
had me
so,
down, bro. That
yo,
was a beautiful episode,
Hey,
nigga.
she did like
Had me
this. That
dying.
nigga said, "Whoa."
Hey, look, he was like, oh, look. It was so funny because he was like,
I've never
he was
laughed
so
so
real,
hard.
right? But
Yes.
he was like, he was comfortable with himself, but
Yeah.
it was like, it was new for him. So
Yeah.
she'll fuck with him like, hey, man, look, hey, like, chill.
But
Like,
but he wasn't faking this shit. He
you
was
know,
like,
bro, it was so funny.
she
like, it
she
was,
set up like
I
to show
felt him. Like,
she set up to show him something. Like she
On
leaned
the
up.
phone- on the
No. Like she leaned over like to sit up, right? Like
But-
to
and
change
he
her
was-
position.
he was chilling.
But he was chilling. So when she leaned up, she leaned towards him. That nigga said, "Whoa, whoa."
but the
not that kind of
conversation,
fun.
She was saying
great.
all kind of slick shit. She was like,
She was fucking.
yeah, she was like, "Show me your dick." That nigga was like, "Sydney, chill out."
She said, "All right, we about to
Like
end
that
the
nigga
show."
was still being real cool with her.
Yeah,
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
but it was a good episode
Yeah,
because
it
he
was-
showed like
yeah.
how comfortable he is with
Yeah.
himself with a transgender woman. Like it was a good episode though.
Yeah.
But yeah, to your question,
So
he gay.
knowing that there's a penis, yeah,
gay.
that's pretty gay.
You agree?
Cause what you gonna do with the penis?
What you think they do with the penis?
Gay.
Tape it up.
I'm saying like
The man, what is the man?
the man,
yeah.
like you gay.
Tape
If
it
you
to-
naked,
tape it to his stomach.
if you naked,
What if we don't use it?
Hey, no. She said she fucked 3 niggas niggas in the laundry room.
Yeah.
She fucked 3 niggas. They didn't know. She said, and then she said she fucked another dude, and the nigga he reached around. She was like,
he didn't know.
Slapped his hand. She was like, I told you my period on.
Yeah, because he was
like,
just fucking in the ass.
Just fucking in the ass.
She said her period
was on.
So she was lying.
Oh yeah, but she said she used to do that, but because you could die like that, bro.
Yeah.
So she was like, now she don't do it. Look at me saying she. I'm growing up.
Yeah, you are
growing up.
How can you die? Like you find out you kill him?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Why, man?
I thought you were talking about something else.
A lot of
you have like I ain't gonna say you have to die, but
being murdered at one point.
Yeah, because they
I
don't.
didn't say you
And I
have
always
to.
feel like with that is like you got to be upfront, right?
Yeah,
I don't believe you should be
I feel that shit
tricking
too.
anybody into something. Like if you're gonna do anything sexual with that person, like you gotta
It should be some type of conversation.
Yeah,
because you in a lot, especially
Have that conversation with me before we get to where we going, cause bro,
to me right now, there's a lot of men who aren't emotionally
kissed you or something.
who really don't understand their own emotion. So then when some shit like that happen, they don't know how to take that shit.
Right.
Like them motherfuckers be ready to murder. Like they be ready to murder real women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And kill like women over
taking
some
their wig off,
lightweight,
goddamn.
lightweight shit.
Right.
So to find out,
Bitch, you really
especially if you
ugly.
had sex or had some type of sexual contact with this person, and then you find this shit out, like that nigga like. Now, how the head felt from? Whoa, my boy.
they don't like the shock of it.
Boy,
Shit, no.
But here's
Yeah.
the thing on the flip side. So I have a good friend who's transgender, and we grew up like since we was like a teenager, even today. Like
This
so
the Chinese girl.
no, somebody different.
Oh,
like one of my very good friends, like she lives her life as a woman, like
Okay.
like I'm a woman, right? And we grew up together, so I know like all the ins and outs and stuff like that. So a lot of times, even from her experience, a lot of times, like if you tell, like she'll meet, like she'll go out to the clubs and she'll meet a guy, right? And you talk to him for a little bit, and she's like, okay, well he wants to hang out, take me on a date. Like I gotta tell him before I even go that far. Like you tell him.
Yeah.
And most of the time, like I would say 50-50, it's kind of like when she tell me that, it's like, okay, you're still cool, but then it turns into a sex thing, which is like, oh, like you can't like date when I go trans or go out, but they'll be down for it. Like a lot of black men, they'll be down for this. It turns into like a sexual thing. Like, oh, okay, well, you know, it is what it is. Like they turn to something sexual. Most of the guys that, you know, like a trans person date or like, you know, mess around with sexual, they're like, they consider to be, or they think they're live their life as like a straight man. They be like, oh, I'm straight. I got a girlfriend and married with kids.
then when some shit come out, then
Right.
they be ready to act up.
They be ready to act up.
You
but to
remember-
them, they think about it as like, oh, well, you're still a woman. It's like, okay, it's just sex. It's nothing deep.
Like
It's
Bobby
like,
Valentino.
I was just about to say a few years ago, but I think she tried to out him though.
Yeah, she
that
did.
was-
She recorded
tried
him.
to, yeah, she tried to out him.
Yeah,
and
it was
then
after a few fuck sessions.
he had been dealing with her for a minute. And then when she outed him, like people was on Bobby Valentino's side. It wasn't even like, yo, what the fuck is going on? No, it was like, yo, why you doing this to this man? Like,
Nah, cause his ass should have said he like fucking men.
yeah, but
Or
whose
women.
business? Like,
I mean,
but whose business is it?
transgender.
Like,
Right.
She outed him.
That's the thing.
So I heard the outing shit came on some money shit anyway.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And it was on some money shit, and then it was like, oh, I'm gonna tell these people what you got going on. And he was like, all right, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like,
He wasn't all right. That nigga ran out of there.
yeah, but I
I'll
mean,
never
like,
forget that shit.
again, what you gonna do? You gonna fight him?
Yeah,
It's still a him.
and that was a
Still
big
probably got
too.
hands.
You gonna pay him that money?
Or record me running down the motherfucking hallway. And that was
Adrian
the
was
choice
talking
about
one day.
you know.
He was like, "Niggas do it for money, though, right? Like,
gay, I would say gay for play.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
What is that?
A price.
So like I've watched this show a
price
while
to
ago.
be
It's
gay?
like not gay,
No.
but like okay. So like, we think about like male strippers, right? And they'll go to like whether it's like a club or a party, whatever. Like they'll be like, okay, I'm a stripper. I'm I guess attracted to women or whatever it is. But if there's an audience and there's some men and they
And
want
they
to throw
tipping,
some money,
yeah.
making money, like oh shit, I'm just
Mhm.
go along with it, right? Does that really make him gay? Because
Yes.
okay, he's like doing
Well,
something for
not
money.
according to Brandon standards. He just
Nigga, that's gay. What the fuck do you mean?
he gotta be attracted.
But why
by
is it
the
gay
men.
though? Like you're not
Yeah,
interacting
about-
sexually with this person. You're just like, okay, I'm here to make my money. So it's kind
You
it's
said-
like okay,
you
if you're
said
bar-
he
like,
had to. You
It's
said he
definitely
had
it's
to.
a little trippy. That's trippy as fuck.
So
Like,
hold on,
that's
time
weird.
out. So you saying like Stripping in front of gay men?
No, and then after that, they take you in the back room.
That's
No,
gay.
I'm not saying like taking
That's
back,
good.
but like if you're just like a stripper, no. Like you're a stripper, it's like it happens to me.
But
what's the extra money
But
for?
hold on, but 9 times out of 10 with
Oh, I thought he was
stripping,
saying like be
they
gay.
usually like touching you and shit.
So not all of them, but yeah, it could be some of that.
So that's gay.
That's not gay.
If a man grab your dick, that ain't gay. Why you stripping?
I'm not a stripper.
If you were,
But that
okay.
that
All right,
don't
so
make-
if you
that
was a
don't make
stripper,
him gay.
okay. What about you? If you was a stripper,
I've never been.
Those are
Yeah.
things that are too easy for you to be like, oh, that makes you gay. Like I feel like usually
Nah,
being
nah.
gay,
So-
being gay is like okay, you're attracted to a man,
Nah,
like
yeah,
you're
you're right.
acting on it. Like okay, you could be
let
like,
me take my answer back. If you strip also for me,
okay, so let's say if you're a bartender, right? You're a bartender,
yeah.
and you're at work, like it's a lit night, or it could be a nightclub, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And maybe let's say 2 or 3 guys come up and they're gay, and they're like flirting with you, but they're buying drinks, they're tipping, like they giving you money, like.
no,
are
that's
you
cool.
gonna be
That's
like,
your
oh,
job.
right?
That's your job.
You're not
It's
showing
your
your
job.
dick. You're not showing
So
your
if you're a
dick.
stripper, it's like it don't matter. That's
It's
your
your
job.
job.
Like you go to work. I'm like, bitch, I don't like half of these customers you do, but it's like it's my job, so let me do my job, get my money, and go home.
Yeah,
Right?
No,
It's a job. It's all in your mental. Like let me go do my shit and
That
go
nigga like,
home.
it is just your
That's
job.
it.
I saw your face. I saw it when it hit you. Your eyebrows
What
dropped and
about
everything.
a woman who's straight? I mean, a woman that's gay, but she goes to the strip club and she's a stripper.
we know it's a double standard though. Like,
Okay, so why? If you can just
Yeah,
flip your
why-
face
why
out
does it
there,
have to be a
We live in a
double standard?
patriarchal system, nigga.
But why do I have to go for what society says? Like okay,
No, we
society
don't.
says that makes you gay. So it's like, why?
we don't have to go by. So I'm going by what Brandon says because that's all I can do.
No parts of that
That's all I can do. That's tough. But I will. Tank performed in front
You
of
love that story.
in front of the gay crowd. That shit
I think
was
it wasn't
hilarious.
like a gay pride or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like he did his regular performance. He took his shirt off. He was still performing, and he was like, because everybody was like, at first, but he made it now. I'm like, nigga, act like y'all act. Nigga, this is a show. I came to put on a show. Cool. Ain't nobody touching him and shit though. Like he ain't stripping. Ain't nobody got to rub
But as
him or
soon
no
as they
shit like
touch
that.
him,
That makes him gay.
If he allowed them to rub his body,
The problem is like I feel like society
But he
or
got a
or straight,
$30,000
but it's too quick to throw something like, oh, that's
Okay.
gay. Like it's too
So-
quick to label. You can't be labeling
alright,
people.
So
like,
let me. So if you saw Tank at a gay pride event, right, and he was letting men rub all on him, what would you think about that?
I wouldn't necessarily. So
What does it
I'm a little
matter?
bit different, right? So I'm not quick to label people. I'm not gonna be like, oh, that makes you gay.
So
We need
it
to
might
learn-
not make him
we
gay,
need to
but
learn
that's
from
gay. That's a gay
We gotta
act.
learn from Adrian.
I mean, it's a gay act if I'm going up and rubbing on him. And
That's what I'm saying.
For me, it's a gay act like me, but for him, it's kind of
He
like
turned on.
he's doing his job. I don't know if he's turned on or not. Like he's probably up there just like mentally blocking us out, like not even paying attention. Who's touching? Like I'm
He
just here to
just
get my
got
money.
his- I got 50
He got
coming.
75.
He got a 100,000, whatever it is coming in. I'm like, I don't know who's touching me. I'm just here to perform and give y'all a good show, get my money, and go to fuck home. That's it. I'm just here to show up, work, and go home. So for him, it's kind of like I don't see who's touching me. But for me, if I'm touching him and getting turned on, like
Hey, what's your number to be that stripper you was talking about?
What? Man, I ain't got no number. Bro.
everybody has a number for something. You tell me
He
somebody
said
come in.
that.
Everybody
He
has
said
a
that.
price for something,
I
right?
just
If
don't-
somebody come here and be like, "Oh, here's $1 million. You gotta go strip for a bunch of gay men." You tell me you gonna be like, "Oh no, I'm not doing that." Like, nigga, I'm gonna get my bag and I'm going home.
I'm bringing my wife.
That's fine. It don't matter.
And only she
you gonna
can,
get your bag
only
or
she
not?
can touch me. I don't know. That's tough. Man.
Everybody got a price for
But
something.
no, you can't do everything for money.
You can't penetrate
Well,
me.
I'm not gonna say, but I mean,
But
there's a price for something.
I got damn strip for $1 million.
Right, like it's you do your job and you go home. That's all it is.
Yeah. That's tough.
This old frugal ass.
Look, yeah,
He
you
had
heard
$1
what that
million
nigga
for the
went.
rest of
He went
his life.
straight. He went
$1 million,
straight
I
to.
stop
You can't fuck me for $1 million. Nah, 2.
But even if a
I
man,
dance. I come out there and swing this dick around a little bit. Show y'all this move I call the helicopter.
That's hilarious. All right, we gonna move on to eventually because
right?
you got a lot more
on.
stuff going on.
A lot more stuff.
But we was definitely, we needed this conversation. We was definitely
Yeah.
interested in, the person that you are. Like I said, I want to let them know why I fuck with you. You know what I mean? Like why we got
We need a
cool.
part 2.
Yeah, we gonna actually bring you back and talk
you gotta
about
come back.
your interest and the shit that you do because we
'Cause
know
we got 1,000
you got 12
questions.
jobs And what you saying, interior design, I think that's huge.
Yeah.
Because I think it's dope. Like,
So,
I'm
yeah,
an HGTV
I know
nigga,
we
you know what I'm saying? So I think that's real cool. I think it'll be a dope ass conversation.
And we could definitely
I would love a show at
go
HGTV
down
eventually.
everywhere.
Man,
But yeah, tell
that
us
should be
what
awesome.
you got going on, some of your businesses and shit.
All right, so
We'll
I
get
do
back to the gay shit later.
I do real estate. So I do real estate part time. You know, like I said, I got into it not because I wanted to be a real estate agent per se, but because I'm really interested in the design aspect and things like that. So I do real estate.
What's your
social media?
Yeah.
_ Adrian Ricardo on Instagram. So that's where you can find me. You can find all my actual website from there.
That's your real estate website?
No, just my personal Instagram.
Okay.
So _ Adrian Ricardo. When you click on the, you can see my actual website for real estate on there. You just click on the link. So I do real estate. I have rental property, which that's hard for anybody who wants to go into that. You got to deal with so many people and just different kind of people. I also have a trucking business where I have a semi truck. I just got into that about six months ago.
Yeah.
So it's something new.
You bought the truck?
Mm-hmm. So I bought
I look it up, bro.
but I don't drive. I have like hire somebody to drive it. So the goal is to ultimately like year to year just add another truck and just keep it going. So I'm always thinking about what else I can do, right? Because I feel like I see myself at a certain level. I'm the oldest of my mom of like 4 kids, and I'm the one that's like kind of like the leader of the pack. So when my mom get older, or my grandma, whatever it is, I want to be that person of like, you know what, I could buy you a house, I could buy you a car.
Stop working. Yeah.
So I'm always looking for a way to be, what else can I do to be better? I like to feel secured. So whatever I do, I want to feel like I'm secure. Like I don't want to be like, oh shit, I lose my job and I don't know what to do, right?
Yeah.
So
definitely did that.
Right. So at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, shit, on to the next, right? Because I'm good. Like, so that's why, that's what motivates me. Like, I always want to think of, okay, what else I can do? And it's not even from a money standpoint, like I have to have the money. It's just, again, I like security. So the growth and the security, like, okay, what else can I do? So I've always been like a, kind of like a nerd in a certain sense. Like I always like to know things. So it's like, oh, that's interesting. Let me go try to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like when I got in the trucking industry, I didn't really know much about it. It's kind of like, okay, with this, my husband and I did research and I was like, oh, okay, it could be a good industry to get in. Like, you know, a lot of people are doing it. Why not try it?
Yeah.
You try something and you know if you like it or not. You fail, like move on to the next. So those are some of the things.
Yeah, Wallace.
Or you try it again. It's better the next time.
But yeah, so just those are some of the things that I do on the side. What I really want to do next is really try this whole flipping thing. So it's like buying a house, flipping it, designing it, and kind of like selling it. But the way the market is right now, it's kind of just like wait for it to calm down.
The market ready for that.
So initially, I got my real estate license about 4 years ago, and that's why I kind of wanted to get it because I was going to really get into flipping it, and I could be my own agent, I could buy my own houses, sell my own houses, and keep the money in house, right? Save on that commission. Of course, once I did that, COVID started. So when COVID started, it's kind of like now you have all these cash investors are coming in buying up everything. Unless you have like hardcore cash, like you're getting outbid for everything. So it's kind of like, okay, I can't do this right now, so I got to wait. But now it's kind of like, okay, that's kind of over with. But interest rates are now through the roof. So yeah, if I do it, it's gonna sit on the market for at least like 3-4 months before it sells because like nobody is jumping right now to buy a house, and that's like carrying costs every single month. So
I feel like they're still buying. I think that, and what's crazy is like the interest rates are higher than we know, like than what we're used to. I say that because if your parents bought a house, they probably bought it at like a 6.
Oh yeah, way back when, like even before the pandemic, like back in like 2007, 8, like before the last market crash, like people were having interest rates 10, 9, 10, 11, 12%.
And that shit was the norm.
Right. That was the norm for them. So now people are like, oh, interest rates are like high 5s, high 6. People are like, oh no, I can't do that.
I'm waiting for the 3s and the 2s again.
Because during the pandemic,
that shit may not happen again.
Probably will never happen again.
It probably won't happen again.
I think part of the conversation is I don't think people are they're not getting paid more. So housing values are higher than they used to be.
Yeah.
Interest rates are higher than they were. Because I mean, I got luckily a 2.75, but that you look at the 6, that's astronomical.
Yeah.
So those two working together, it is hard to be like, you know what, let's go buy right now.
It is. Because even back then, like, you know, back then some people have like a low 2, like let's say if you got 2.0 interest rate or 2.3, whatever it is, you can qualify, let's say, for a mortgage of $500,000, right? Now with the interest rates, like okay, I mean you could probably get something like maybe $300,000. So it's kind of like it is a big difference.
Yeah.
So during the pandemic, even with all my friends back then, I was telling like if you don't own a house, And if you have decent credit, like people think, oh, you gotta have good credit to buy a house. You don't.
No.
You just need decent
like,
credit.
like a 580 or something.
You could go as low as a 580, but you know, you got something like a 620. Oh, you golden. You good to go.
Yeah.
You got some savings, like you're good to go. So I was telling all my friends, like, you know, you don't have to have perfect credit, but you have the resource or the finances right now. Just go ahead and jump in and get something, get the equity, and sell it and move on. So during that time, it was like the perfect time to buy a house.
Yeah. We didn't realize that.
Nope.
Look,
A
I
lot
was
of
trying
people
to
messed
sell
up.
mine. My wife wasn't having it, but make a quick
Yeah.
200 grand.
That's
Get up
what's
out
up,
of there.
man.
Yeah.
So underscore Adrian Ricardo.
Yep.
We gonna have that posted up somewhere on this, man, so y'all can get to his
We gotta
page.
add wireless. Can you do that?
Can we?
Well,
Shit, I don't know. That's why I asked.
I'll put it in the description.
I got you. I'll let it
Alright, cool.
across the bottom.
Put it across the top. You ever do that shit? But yeah, man, we definitely appreciate Adrian coming through, man, giving us a little bit of insight, letting us know what is offensive, what's not offensive, and not taking anything that we said offensively. So
sharing his experience.
yeah,
No,
absolutely.
that's most important, man.
Yeah, and it again, it opens up the conversation. That's what we literally keep saying that we're gonna do. Have these conversations. And it's a conversation that we need to have, but we're just not having.
And hopefully, you know, if you watch and you used to think like me or shit like us, like hopefully we change your mindset tonight. You know what I mean? Like so you can see a person for who they really are. 'Cause that shit, it's still like surprising to me. Still certain shit we'll talk about. It's still just bro, I don't know. You know, like
I think something Adrian said that really was monumental to me was, it don't matter what your orientation or whatever's going on. I respect you as a person.
Yeah,
if
that's
you
all
can
that
start
matters.
from there,
Yeah.
we can all grow.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't know if I could like. He different. Like I can't say he different.
He a
but
regular person.
Not a regular person. Like he just real laid. Like as you saw tonight.
Yeah, he's
Laid back.
I don't know if I can still just cause it's somebody else I know. That I don't know, like if I could have that same type of
conversation.
relationship,
Yeah.
you know, that we got, cause that shit a little too much,
Yeah.
man. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
why I say you just gotta meet somebody. But
so
like,
I'm still
judge them for who they show you they are, not because of their sexual orientation. So
Yeah.
you might meet somebody like they're gay, and it's like, okay, we just.
but that
we-
nigga still just too extra.
You're just too extra. We're not gonna get along.
Yeah.
But it's just he's too extra. It's not he's gay.
Yeah,
he
just
just
like
do
that.
too much for me.
Right.
Just like any other person that you might meet in the streets that just do too much.
Yeah, I
Same
mean,
shit.
there are some
Yeah.
gay people who just they do too much now. It's kind of like, okay, don't force it down my throat. Like, don't do the extra side.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
I get both sides of it.
Nah,
It's
There's
like,
straight folks that do too much. So
Yeah, you right.
just look at him as a person.
As a
Like, bro,
person,
you just do too much.
Yeah,
That's it.
and I'm gonna
Yeah.
judge you. Be like, okay, you do too much, and that's
Yeah,
it. Not
I'm
just
straight.
because like, oh, I'm too gay or whatever.
Yeah.
Just be like,
Yeah, not too gay, but do too much.
It's funny when he said.
But we appreciate.
But yeah, we do.
appreciate. Yeah, we definitely appreciate him coming out. Hey man, continue to go to YouTube, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend.
Like,
Share, comment. Brandon eventually is going to get to those comments.
no, he's not. No, he's not. I got you.
We gave up. All right.
We
so,
got you.
Nah, I got you.
So yeah,
Gotta
comment,
participate.
hit the bell.
man,
We
shut the
gonna
fuck
have
up.
some stuff coming up.
Go ahead,
Hey,
Mike,
we
though.
actually we're gonna take a little break too. So
Not next week.
yeah, not next week. We're gonna take a break because
Damn, we supposed to
vacation.
shoot this for Gay Pride Month. We ain't that either.
In June, ain't it? We're gonna hold it for 2 weeks.
I'm
Oh, nah, we
so
can't.
In
and,
preparation.
Well, this
We gonna what's y'all
preparation.
sign? You know, Black Power.
go to Spotify.
That's offensive. That's offensive.
Spotify.
we should come up with signs out.
Subscribe.
We should come up with a sign. Gay Pride.
Subscribe on Spotify. Also on Apple Podcasts. Oh my God, is that a jump shot?
I mean, that is how y'all shoot basketball, right?
I don't play basketball.
Hey,
he
we
played basketball.
appreciate you guys coming out. Thanks for giving us a little bit of your time. Peace. We love y'all.
Peace out, everybody.
Y'all. This nigga's just as bad as me.
He is.
Yeah.
This how I'm feeling inside. Every line that I ride, I just hope I don't cry. I'm just venting. Yeah.
And if anyone asks me
everything is okay. I'm laughing cause no one knows the joke is on me. But I'm dying inside with my pride and a smile on my face. On my face.
La 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 la
La la la la la la la la
la la la la la la.
Remix.
la 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 la.
I can't keep up with the la la, so I gotta put my own.